Hello, this is Governor Brian Kemp. At last year's Workforce Summit, I announced the Georgia Match program. In its first full year, it has already begun to transform the futures of high school graduates and their families for the better. As the nation's largest direct admissions program, this initiative is already helping us ensure Georgia remains the best place for opportunity for those who live and learn here. We want every high school graduate to know there is a higher education path to help them achieve their dreams right here in our great state.
Are you ready for a match made in Georgia? This is Georgia Match, and it's changing the way Georgia high school students go to college.
I applied to Clemson and Georgia Tech and Florida State. It was so complicated. There were so many different writing prompts, and it was a lot.
It was very time consuming and difficult. Like, they had their application fees on there and I had to fill it out step by step.
It was kind of like a nerve-wracking thing because it kind of decides like the rest of your life.
Then the time came and I was like, oh, I actually have to think about college. So then I was kind of stressing about it.
I didn't know if it was worth going to college, maybe go to trade school, or really get into work and start my life that way.
A lot of students do experience stress and anxiety. They don't know where to look. They don't know what colleges they could even have a hope of attending, and they basically don't know where to start.
The main issue when it comes to college is how complicated the college going process is. It's hard, and so sometimes students will see that all at once.
$50 for this college application, $25 for this, $75 for this one.
And for some of them, it's not just a rejection for school, it's a rejection of them as a person. And that is really scary for them.
It's long, it's tedious, there's a lot of information.
You know, it's just a kind of a daunting task to go through all the paperwork, especially if it's an out-of-state school.
It's intimidating, the process of it, the people you have to talk to, the financial aid.
She wasn't thinking about college, but I was. Doing more of the tedious work of applying for the colleges.
I just heard about Georgia Match through my counselors and in my high school, and I was like, this sounds so easy. Why wouldn't I apply to college with this?
They get a letter in October, and it has all of the colleges in the state of Georgia that they look to be pre-qualified for. It's kind of a preliminary acceptance list.
It's a letter that is explaining the University System of Georgia colleges and the Technical College System of Georgia colleges that you're eligible for based on your HOPE GPA.
So with Georgia Match, didn't even have to work on my college essay, didn't have to use it at all, just submit my SAT and ACT scores.
It didn't take that long. It was better than like searching schools one by one online, and I got the paper in the mail and it had like over 25 schools.
There was probably about 20 to 25 on the Georgia Match that came in, so that was very helpful to see what she was already approved for in making her decision.
There's so many colleges out there I could have looked at, but Georgia Match made it easier for me to pick out which college I wanted to go to.
They are pretty surprised at how many options they have in the state of Georgia.
Georgia Match takes into consideration everything that you've done, all of your scores, and they do the hard work for you.
They can research more about the college, and they can just click Save My Spot. It is as simple as that.
And then through the Georgia Match, they waive all those fees. So they already help you out. They give you a beginning push to just motivate you to even apply.
They do the legwork for you to say you meet all of these criteria without having to spend hours on end in front of a computer repeatedly entering in the same information and paying application fees.
I know that we had several students that came up with their letter and wanted to know, was this for real? Is this real? Are they serious? Like, I could really apply to all of these. And yes, it's real.
As the colleges that were near me, the ones I got into about 6 or 7. Saved me hours of application times and money spent just for applications of a maybe yes or no.
And I went to my parents and I was just like, look at all these schools I can apply to and actually get in. And it was just like an exciting feeling and confident booster for sure.
So Abigail, initially, her plan was to go to Clemson, but when we received the information from Georgia Match, it only made sense that she stay within the state of Georgia.
Students don't know what is all in Georgia, and they know the names of the colleges that they hear all the time, but there's so many other options that they might not ever even think about.
I think it's been a win on both sides for students to consider their options in Georgia, because a lot of students want to go out of state without knowing what it takes to go to out of state, and they don't realize how good Georgia schools are, how beneficial it can just be to stay in state.
It's an excellent program for the students in the state of Georgia to know all of their options.
The Georgia Match program, it was a confidence builder for him. It did take away the intimidations of trying to find the right school that fit him.
I was really proud of her because I didn't know that she could get accepted into so many schools. It made me happy.
As soon as I saw my colleges I got accepted to, I almost made the decision immediately, just because Valdosta State University is in my hometown, and it was just the perfect fit for me.
I get my Georgia Match program results back and I'm able to go to VSU through an easy application process with no money down.
These juniors and seniors, they have so much on their plate right now. Anything to make decisions easier.
It was awesome. It was amazing because it just simplified everything. I think Georgia Match gave her a lot of confidence.
With this program, watch him be responsible and accountable for his choices of what he wants to do. And that is probably one of the greatest accomplishments a parent can have.
If I didn't see these options with Georgia Match, the amazing results that I got, it definitely would have changed the course of what I would have gone, and I probably would have ended up at Clemson University.
It makes it so much easier. It makes me super confident about what I want to do.
If Georgia Match didn't exist, there's no way I would be applying to 25 schools that cost money every single time.
But when I applied to Georgia Match and I got the results, it quickly boosted my confidence, thinking, okay, they want me. So there's really no downside to Georgia Match.
The script was, are you good enough to get in? And now it's not, are you good enough? It's what fits what you want.
The state of Georgia just does a wonderful job of giving our kids options.
Seeing that list, it just changed their entire perspective, especially having the technical colleges on there. I think it was super inspirational, motivational.
You get the list and say, oh my gosh, my options were 0, and now it's the world, and it gives them hope. It's nice.
It definitely builds my confidence. It makes me think I'm like the smartest person in the world.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
Yo tengo mi sitio con Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.